In the news this week, is democracy at risk? Politicians voice their concerns over protesting laws. And claims of discrimination, Cairde Sinn Fein levels the playing field by suing St Patrick's Festival WA.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Leung and Danielle Staniskov.
Good evening. Danielle Staniskov is having a night off. First this week, the public has expressed concerns over the state government's legislation amendment to prevent radical demonstrators. Opposition parties are concerned over civil liberty issues, but the police minister said there's nothing to worry about.
Radical protests, which happened recently in Western Australia, have prompted the authorities to draft legislative amendments. The new additions propose jail and fine penalties. Greens MLC McErlain is concerned that the changes could be interpreted in such a way that prohibits ordinary citizens' rights to protest.
We're concerned about it affecting too many people. It'll affect more people than they are intending to affect, we believe.
Particularly, the wording in the bill is so broad that it could be an offence to make, adapt, or be in possession of anything when in a protest. The definition could be extended to include any day-to-day items.
When you go to the bill says a thing, and a thing could be anything. So and then when I asked them about it in the briefing, they said, oh, it's about the intent. Now, intent, of course, is something you have within you, and how they determine intent is quite difficult.
Police Minister Lisa Harvey wants to assure the general public that targets of the amendments are in fact more specific and that there's no cause for alarm.
This legislation is there to protect the lawful activity of people like forest workers, exploration geologists, people putting up construction camps at mining sites. It's there to allow them to go to work and to go about their lawful activity without interruption by radical fringe.
Helene Fung, WAMN News.
The Wirrpanda Foundation's mentoring program has been launched to reduce the number of Aboriginal juveniles in custody. Corrective Services Minister Joe Francis also attended the launch. Danielle Edwards has more.
The state government has taken a new approach to reducing crime among Aboriginal youth by introducing a new mentoring program. The Wirrpanda Foundation's Mordich Nundiak program focuses on Aboriginal teenage males at Banksia Hill Detention Centre.
We want to actually make a real difference to Aboriginal incarceration and reoffending rates. And the best way to do that is to find Aboriginal mentors for Aboriginal kids.
Mentors work one-on-one with detainees and their families for up to 4 months in custody and then at least 6 months on community release.
What we want to do, the big aim is to stop them from reoffending. So it's a big challenge, but we absolutely love the opportunity to be able to have an impact in that area.
The program is the first under a grant agreement funded by the Youth Justice Board's $2 million Youth Justice Innovation Fund. The program's effectiveness will be fully evaluated before the end of the grant agreement in February 2016.
We want to encourage them to basically be responsible for their own attitude and actions, and also when we leave them and they're alone, we want to make sure that they're making the right choices in life.
Danielle Edwards, WAMN News.
Cairde Sinn Fein has launched legal action against the St Patrick's Festival WA. The community group has accused the organiser of discrimination. Last year, Cairde Sinn Fein had been denied entry. Vice President Dean Keating expressed his outrage over the incident.
It is, we're extremely disappointed. I mean, at the end of the day, if they sat down with us for half an hour and said, OK, what do Cairde Sinn Fein do? Everything's community focused. We've helped a multitude of nationalities from different backgrounds. We don't discriminate, and we're probably the most all-inclusive Irish group in Western Australia.
The Patrick's Festival CEO Karen Hennessy has refused to comment. 4 officers from WA Police were awarded with the National Emergency Medal during this week's Police Academy graduation ceremony. The award-winning officers have actively participated in victim identification during the Victorian bushfire in 2009. Police Minister Lisa Harvey said she is proud of the officers.
The work that they did around those Victorian bushfires was tremendous. Disaster identification is as gritty as it gets, so I'm pleased to see them recognised with that particular award tonight.
In world news, former Maldives President Mohammed Nasheed has been found guilty of ordering the arrest of a judge during his time in office. The island nation's first democratically elected president was re-arrested and sentenced to 13 years in prison. Egypt has announced they will build a new capital city in the outskirts of eastern Cairo. The Parliament, ministerial buildings and foreign embassies will be moved to the new metropolis. The city will have a population target of 7 million people. It will take up to 5 to 7 years to complete the project. And those are the top stories of the week. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or visit our website for the latest happenings. On behalf of Danielle, Staniskov and me, we'll see you next week. Good night.